All right. Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Arte Fact Production Podcast, a weekly podcast chronicling our creation of The Crew, our first animated show about a group of heroes?
Misfit heroes.
Misfit heroes, as we've said before. And guys, last week was our huge casting, or 2 weeks ago was our huge casting news. I'm trying to get used to the new schedule.
Yeah.
And what's going on?
Well, this evening we're going to be joined by Becca Zabolio, who has been cast as Matty. And Miles here has some news.
Oh, I'm Miles.
Oh, right. Let's go over that. I'm Joey.
I'm Catalina.
I'm Miles. What news do I have?
The Funky Christmas.
So if you listen to our episode a couple of weeks ago, you'll know that we talked mainly about James Brown and about my performance as him and about the issue of whitewashing in Hollywood. And
Is that what we talked about?
Yeah. And so Amazon apparently was also listening because when we read off the track, when we talked about the album on the podcast and then when we read the track list on our subsequent live stream that week, I guess Amazon, the drones, the bots at Amazon took notice. And I got an email just titled James Brown's Funky Christmas. And it was a whole 17 items, 17 listings of the album for different prices. And they really wanted to make sure I got the best deal on it. So thanks, Amazon.
Thanks, Amazon, for listening and being creepy.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
You heard the cries of my heart. I needed more James Brown.
Amazon, help me.
Help me. So if you wanted to find out more about The Crew or more James Brown news or Tim Allen news or any of the other stuff we talk about all the time, you can visit artefactproduction.com. That's ARTEFACT production.com. You can find us on Twitter. We are at artifact_media. That's ARTEFACT_media. And on Instagram and YouTube and SoundCloud. We're just Artifact Production. And it's spelled the same way.
And we're in the process of setting up a MySpace, so stay tuned for that.
Oh, dude, Justin Timberlake's going to be so happy.
I know.
Don't be so quick to delete your page. Stay with me. I need some money for my little baby.
We're gonna make a MySpace and he'll get a 2-cent residual check from it.
That's great.
Done.
Man.
I'm done.
So I also last week or 2 weeks ago, again, new schedule. Whenever we were finishing the podcast, I had promised that at the end of February I would talk about the new giveaway. So now that we're well into March, let me go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
If you have submitted fan art, you are instantly in the running. But if you are listening and you want to submit fan art, you will be in the running as well. So at the end of March, we're going to pick a winner, and I'm going to be giving away a set of Koh-i-Noor pens. They're inking pens, and they are of extremely high quality, never been used, brand new, still got the ink and everything like that. So for anyone interested in illustration in manga or technical illustration, stuff like that, this is a refillable pen set with ranging gauges from 0.005 to a 0.8 or something like that. Anyway, so that's that.
That's pretty good. I've seen it. I don't even really know about art stuff, but it's a really impressive set, and whoever's going to win it is one lucky guy or gal. So send in your fan art. We've been getting more and more, but we've been averaging I think one a week.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we want more. Send them in. We don't have any fan art of Dane yet, which we would like.
Oh, I'd really love some fan art of Dane.
And so I was checking my list and checking it twice.
Yeah.
And
all the funky people were naughty and nice.
No, it wasn't a Christmas thing. I was going to say that I haven't gotten that Captain Gunn artwork from Cosmic Eel. Hey, Cosmic Eel, not to single you out not to sandbag you, but
let's pass those sandbags on to Cosmic Eel.
Yeah, let's see if we can't get that fan art.
Wow,
that's all. Let's see if we can't press that.
Can't make that happen.
Captain Gunn at it.
So let's go ahead and call Becca Zabolio and let's see what she has to say about The Crew.
Awesome. Okay, we're calling her job. She'll win free tickets. We're gonna X.
You just got X. You got.
That is kind of funny that David Spade doesn't do anything on his own show, right?
Did you see it?
No.
Tim Allen does everything on Last Man Standing.
Hello.
Hey, Becca.
Hi.
Hey, okay, so you're on with us now and we're recording.
All right.
not to give you fair warning or anything like that.
Can you hear us okay? We had to kind of jerry-rig this weird setup at the last minute.
Yeah, I can hear pretty all right.
Okay. Wait. Well or good?
Sorry, that's what Theo Vaughn asked us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. So how are you, Becca?
I'm doing pretty okay.
Good. So we just wanted to talk to you a little bit today, since you are our very first person that we've cast for the crew as Matty. Congratulations again. We're very happy to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and before we go further, are you recording this? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I've got it.
Just making sure.
I totally forgot about that.
Because I was like, man, I would hate to just have a one-sided conversation where no one hears what
that'd be
she
so
said.
awkward.
Yeah, be like, okay. And we can hear you can't, but she's saying all these great things about the
You
show.
probably wouldn't even believe that we cast her, that we're literally talking to no one.
Yeah, I know. So Miles?
So what?
Yeah, go ahead. Ask the questions.
Oh, okay. I'll ask a question. So I guess maybe since the listeners have kind of had to take our word for it up until this point, we'll ask you about your voice acting background and then what got you interested. But I'm just curious, maybe if you could give any of the listeners your first impression of the pilot script that you read, and maybe what you liked about it, since they've only ever heard it from the horse's mouth until this point.
All right, well, the first thing that struck me is definitely the humor.
That's
I really
good.
like the humor. Like, I love myself a good comedy, and I don't know, it's just like certain types of humor I really appreciate, and it was definitely one of them. Just kind of that, it's very witty, and the characters are definitely very lovable.
Nice. Well,
Thank
good.
you so much.
Good. Thank you very much, Becca.
Oh, Miles is smiling so big.
Yeah.
No, I just it's one thing for us to come on every single week and tell
I
people
know.
how good it's going to be, but we were excited that Becca liked it so much.
Yeah, we were, because I remember last night whenever you were actually going over the script, like there were a couple times whenever you were laughing like out loud, or a couple times when I watched you and you were kind of smiling about things that you were reading. I was like, okay, good. It feels like it's hitting then. Like you like it.
That's good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So Becca, tell us about your background and where you come from and what got you into voice acting.
Okay, well, as far as where I come from, I've grown up in Texas in the DFW area. And let's see, so last year was my junior year of high school, and it was towards the end of my sophomore year that I was really starting to think, like, I can do something with my voice. Like, I've always been into theater. I've always liked to sing, and I was just like, I really, like, I always find myself trying to, like, impersonate different voices. And I was like, well, I should probably take a voice acting class. So I started doing some research, and there is a La Madeleine, that restaurant, on Lemons Avenue in Dallas. And above it is an office building. And there is a place called Voices Carry in one of the office buildings. It is run by a guy named Bruce Carey, and he was the one that basically sent me the link to y'all's audition. And so yeah, I took that class for a year, and I wanted to keep doing it this year, but they didn't have enough young people interested, so they couldn't continue on with the kids class, which I'm 18 now, but like, I mean, not since last month.
Interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In any case, he apparently thought I'd be good for it, and so he shot it my way, and I just thought I would give it a shot, and I wasn't even thinking, like, I saw it was a nationwide call, so I was like, oh yeah, I mean, I probably won't get it, but it's good experience since I've never actually auditioned for anything, and they taught me how to slate, and they taught me, like, all the different things about, like, auditioning for a voice acting role and how to kind of interpret characters based off of pictures and descriptions. So I was like, this is good experience, like, no matter what the outcome is. So yeah, that's kind of how I got into this whole thing.
That's really cool. And do you have, like, do you watch a lot of animation or something like that? Like, what made you decide you wanted to pursue this as a career?
I definitely am inspired by Funimation. Like, their kind of program that they do with dubbing Japanese anime. I just, like, I really like the English dubs that they do. They're very good. And two of my instructors because I took it over the summer and then they picked it up, the class, and then they picked it up in the fall again. So I had 2 different teachers, and they both worked at Funimation. So I was very inspired by them, just because they both had incredible range. But it was interesting because my first teacher, I don't remember their last names because I never had to refer to them as their last names, but my first teacher, Lindsay, I think her last name was Seidel or something like that. She had an incredible range, and I was very inspired by her. She did all sorts of characters, from like young boys to like squeaky high-pitched girls to like little kids. Like she just did, and she also had like an amazing narrator voice, and she could do lots of different accents. I don't know, I heard a lot of her material, and it was very inspiring for sure for me to like keep practicing with different voices and experimenting with my voice. And my second teacher, Marissa Lenti, I guess I do remember their last names. Okay. She specialized in the Ice Queen. She had like a deeper register. And even though like I definitely don't have a deep voice, but even still, it was just like very inspiring. So, and they were just like, they gave us a lot of inside stories about Funimation, and it was just a lot of fun to hear. So
that's cool. Was it Lindsay Sterling by chance?
No, I don't think it was. No, it wasn't Sterling.
Okay. Well, just wondering.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. That's really cool. So that
do you guys
really,
by any chance? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Becca. What's that?
I was just gonna say, do you by any chance know the show Assassination Classroom?
No, I am not familiar with that one.
No.
Okay, well, Lindsay voiced the character Nagisa in that, so if you wanted to look it up later, yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
I'm sure a lot of our listeners probably are.
Yeah, I'm sure. And they're like, oh, how do you not know Assassination Classroom? Biggest anime of 2014.
So let me ask then, Becca. That seems all very much like it was driven by your own interests. How has your family received this kind of, because it's not, I guess, the typical career path or aspiration for, I guess, young adults. So how have they received it? How have they supported you in this?
Oh, they're very excited. My mom was actually like included in the email for when Bruce sent me the audition. He sent it to both of us, and she was really excited about it. She was like, yeah, I should definitely do it, even if it's just for the experience of auditioning. And just throughout it, like hearing updates from y'all, she's just been really excited. And when I finally told her that I got the role, last week when y'all announced it on the podcast, she was beside herself. Like, my whole family celebrated.
That's
so awesome. That makes us so happy.
That's really great, because you really are the perfect fit. And there was something that you touched on a little bit last night. And you said that whenever you were reading the part for her and you were trying to figure out the voice that you were going to submit, that you tried playing around with it a little bit, but eventually kept coming back to this one delivery. How did you make that choice?
Okay, so, whenever I was first just sitting down, I was like, well, I have to start somewhere, because I was kind of, like, putting it off, like, oh, I have to, like, make it perfect and everything. So I finally sat myself down, and the first one that I came up with, the first voice, I recorded it, and then I was like, maybe I can do better. Like, I'm just gonna keep trying until I really perfect this. But, like, every time I recorded it, it was like I kept on gravitating back towards that original voice that I had come up with. It was like when I read the description and I thought about it, it was like that was the one that came most naturally to me, and it didn't sound forced. It was just like, I don't know, it just came to me. So, just trying to like change it and mess around with it, like, it wasn't really working, and I kept on gravitating back towards that original one. So I was like, well, I guess this is the one. I'm just going to send it in.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That's really great.
So as a bonus to this, do you mind if we put your audition or maybe a little piece of it at the end so people will be able to hear what pretty much Matty's going to sound like?
Sure, I don't mind.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Awesome. Okay, good. Some what questions did you have?
You stole my last one. I was going to ask her how she arrived at the voice that she ended up settling on because it kind of startled us how right it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean that's I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I just wanted to give them a good background of who she was and where she comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now you guys know you're Matty, Rebecca Zavolio. Yeah, we're really excited to work with you, Rebecca.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're
I'm
absolutely
excited
the perfect-
too.
It's so exciting for all of us because you really are the perfect fit for Matty. Yeah. And you're the very first one. You are the very first character that we cast of our 4 principal characters, and we're really proud of that.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Yay!
All right, Becca. Well, that's it. We're going to wrap up the podcast, and thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Becca.
Yeah, thank you for calling.
Awesome. And thank you so much for letting us play a little snippet of your audition because we'll be able, like Joey said, to hear what Matty said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
All right. Well, y'all have a good night.
You
Thank
too.
you.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye, Becca.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that was Becca, our Matty. So what do y'all think, guys? Well, is that a good phone call?
It was good. I did like I always do and accidentally just call her Matty. I'm not going to say that to be cute.
I almost did that last night. I almost was like, hey, Matty. And then I was like,
That's
Becca.
right. That's awesome.
Well, that's it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed the little glimpse into our voice acting, casting, and the world of voice acting in general. If you have a dream, follow it.
Do it.
And our voice acting calls are still open. We're looking for a Jack, and we're looking for a Mo.
Yeah, if you look at our website, you'll see little closed icons over the Dane and over the Matty kind of character audition segments. But yeah, like Joey just said, Jack and Mo are still open, and we're doing one last kind of big push. And we are going to tell people about it, and we're going to put out print ads. We're going to essentially go all out.
We're going to flood the market.
We're going to flood the market. The Artifact conglomerate.
Do you want it?
Do you want it? You're going to get it.
That was Jim Adler was saying that the other day. That's how he ends his commercial.
Yelling at you?
Yeah, he goes, do you want it?
He's also standing on top of a semi.
And he's yelling at you if you want it or
Yeah,
not?
Jim Adler is a local lawyer. I don't know if he's
The
national.
Texas Hammer.
He's the Texas Hammer. Anyway, he asked, do you want it? And that's what we want to know, too.
We want to know if you... we might just kind of piggyback off his ads and do something on the top of the semi.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That sounds terrifying.
Let's do the splits like Jean-Claude did. Remember when that was a big thing?
Yeah, that was a big thing. I don't know. And so, yeah, no, the only reason it's taken us so long to cast these parts is because we have to make sure they're absolutely perfect for the role.
Yes.
And so, window's still very much open for our Jack and our Mo.
I was going to say the craziest thing about all of this is that we had this dream of casting Theo Von as Dane. Check that box.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted, like, Matty. Matty was going to be probably the hardest one to find for me because I didn't quite know exactly how she sounded. But when we heard Becca, that was it. And so the 2 characters that we've always known exactly how they sound
are the two
most challenging out of all 4 of them.
Maybe
And
that's
yet,
what makes it challenging. Is because
so.
we know.
We're so
Yes.
particular about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, isn't that weird that...
But these are great problems to have, man.
Yeah,
We're chasing our dreams, so these are great problems to have.
that we say a character sounds like Theo Vaughn, and it's easier to cast him than it
It is
is
to find
just find a
Mo.
random
young boy
Jack.
voice, disgruntled man voice. Anyway, so that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed the Artifact Production Podcast. If you want to find out any more information or get our latest updates, go to artifactproduction.com. That's ARTEFACT production.com. You can find us on Twitter at artifact_media. That's spelled the same way. Go back and listen if you want to hear how. And if you want to find us on SoundCloud, Instagram, or YouTube, it's Artifact Production. So that's it for this week. We'll catch you in 2 weeks' time. My name is Joey.
I'm Catalina.
I'm Miles.
Stay funky.
Same round. Christmas.
Watch the group.
BFF Crisis Line, what's your emergency? You're being kidnapped by pirates? Can you be more specific? Which pirate is kidnapping you? Well, if he's limping on a peg leg, then it's probably Long John Silver. But if he has a hook, then it's probably He's got a hook and a peg leg? Please hold. BFF crisis line, what's your emergency? The mermaids are harassing you? What are they saying? Well, is it true? It sounds to me like they're just trying to help. Please hold. BFF crisis line, how can I help you? You're trapped in a skull cave. Oh, and the tide is coming in? How much time do you think you have left? You'll need to call back in 5 minutes to meet our 30-minute emergency window. Thank you.